America's military women have long forged new paths and created opportunities for women to contribute to the betterment of our nation. One such group of trailblazing women, known as the Sacred 20, became the first women to serve in the U.S. Navy Nurse Corps. The creation of the Navy Nurse Corps was the result of a years-long struggle. After the U.S. Army's successful use of contract nurses during the Spanish-American War in 1898, Congress created the U.S. Army Nurse Corps in 1901. The Surgeon General of the Navy believed that the Navy should also have a dedicated nursing corps, and he campaigned for one to be created. In 1908, the Navy Nurse Corps was established. Like Army nurses, Navy nurses lacked equal status to male service members, and Black women were not permitted to serve. Nonetheless, this group of women, known as the Sacred 20, included pioneers who shaped the Corps' early years. 3 of these women went on to become superintendent of the Navy Nurse Corps: Esther Voorhees Hasson, Lenah Sutcliffe Higbee, and Josephine Beatrice Bowman, all of whom are buried here at Arlington National Cemetery. Esther Voorhees Hasson, buried in Section 3, served as the first superintendent of the Navy Nurse Corps from 1908 to 1911. Before joining the Navy, she worked as a contract nurse for the Army during the Spanish-American War and the Philippine Insurrection. After her naval service, Hasson served in Europe during World War I as a reserve member of the Army Nurse Corps. Lenah Higbee, buried in Section 3, served as the second superintendent of the Corps from 1911 to 1922. For her service during World War I and the global influenza pandemic, Higbee became one of the first women to receive the Navy Cross. In 1944, the USS Higbee was named in her honor. It was the first warship named for a female member of the U.S. Navy. Josephine Beatrice Bowman, buried in Section 21, served as the Corps' third superintendent from 1922 to 1935. During World War I, Bowman served as the chief nurse at the Naval Hospital in Great Lakes, Illinois, leading its nurses through not only wartime, but also during the global influenza pandemic. She also led the first group of Navy nurses aboard the hospital ship USS Relief. At least 4 other members of the Sacred 20 are also buried at Arlington National Cemetery. Sarah Cox, buried in Section 21. Elizabeth M. Hewitt, buried in Section 21. Martha Pringle, buried in Section 21. And Sarah B. Meyer, also buried in Section 21. Sometimes referred to as the Nurses Section, Section 21 is the final resting place for hundreds of nurses. There, they are honored by the Nurses Memorial. Unveiled in 1938, this Art Deco statue features the figure of a uniformed nurse, cape flowing, glancing down on the graves of her sisters who rest under her watch. The women of the Sacred 20 played a crucial role in expanding opportunities for women's military service. Through their pioneering leadership and achievements, they advanced both the profession of nursing and women's status in American society. Here at Arlington National Cemetery, we are proud to honor these women.